Hi there, it's a pleasure to welcome you to our first MAP Velocity Showcase for 2021. My name is Sarah Robertson and I'm the Marketing, Communications and Events Manager for the Melbourne Entrepreneurial Centre and MAP. I'd like to begin this event by acknowledging country. I'm currently on beautiful Wurundjeri land in Brunswick East at Mycelium Studios. As many of you are dialling in from around Melbourne and across Australia, I encourage you to reflect on the traditional custodians of the land you're on. When we talk about the need for entrepreneurs to have vision, creativity and resilience, and to build companies that are good for the people and the planet, it is hard to think of better inspiration for the future of business than the sovereign First Nations people of this country. It is with that sentiment that I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of country on which we are today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We recognise, celebrate and thank them for their enduring connection to country, knowledge and stories. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to any First Nations people joining us tonight. For the past 3 months, the MAP21 Velocity Program has supported 41 early stage founders from 21 teams, with the generous support of our partners at LaunchVic. Tonight, we're going to hear from 10 of those teams making their entrepreneurial debut in that startup ecosystem. Over 10 weeks, they've taken part in a series of immersive workshops and worked hard to take the next steps to realising their startup goals with the expert assistance of the MAP team. Each of the 10 teams will present a 3-minute pitch, taking you through the progress they've achieved and posing an ask to the audience. At the end of the event, we encourage you to stick around and join the Q&A sessions with our founders to ask questions and also let them know if you can help them with their ask. You will have received an email from MAP with links to all 3 Zoom rooms. While we're not able to share with you the MAP hospitality we're known for remotely, we welcome you to grab a drink, something delicious to snack on, and settle in to hear some excellent pitches. To kick off the evening, I'd like to introduce Professor Colin McLeod, Executive Director of the Melbourne Entrepreneurial Centre, to share some thoughts on the MAP Velocity Program.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the first Velocity Showcase for 2021. I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people who are the traditional custodians of the land where I am this evening. And I'd also like to pay my respects to the elders both past and present of the Kulin Nation and extend that respect to any other Indigenous Australians who are present this evening. As many of you know, Velocity is a program to help very early stage ventures. It's now in its 5th year of operation, and in that time, Velocity has supported over 200 founders. We're also happy to report that 48% of Velocity startups have a social impact focus, 52% of our founders are women, and almost 70% remain operational, which, as you know, is a very high number for such an early stage accelerator. As a specialist program for early stage ventures, the goal of the Velocity program is to help founders with customer discovery and to put them on a clear pathway to product market fit. Part of the Velocity program is to also help founders work out the next best steps in their entrepreneurial journey. For some founders, that might be the Melbourne Accelerator Program or MAP. And in fact, over the last 2 years, 40% of MAP teams have come via the Velocity program. For other teams, it is literally going out and operating as a customer-facing business, while others choose to participate in other accelerator programs like StartMate or specialistic programs such as the MedTech Actuator or Civic Labs. There are lots of factors that play into the what next decision, and Velocity can help equip founders to make that decision. In a few minutes you'll hear more detail about what happened in this year's program to give you a better sense of how it all works, but I think it's worth noting that this year's Velocity program is new in a number of ways. First is we actually intended for it to be fully online. Like many of you, the arrival of COVID-19 early last year meant that we really scrambled to move from face-to-face to virtual, but this year we always planned to go online. Secondly, one of the reasons that we're able to move online has been through the support of LaunchVic. That support will also enable us to run Velocity twice in 2021. You'll hear more details about the second version of Velocity later in the year, but I just should mention that we're planning to run the program at Melbourne Connect, and that's a new building at the University of Melbourne, whose purpose it is to support and enable entrepreneurship, and of course it's also the new home of the Melbourne Entrepreneurial Centre. Thirdly, we've also been able to welcome Adi Matinda as our new Velocity Manager. Adi joined us with a strong background in working with early stage ventures, but she has particular experience and expertise in working with migrant founders and female founders, and this has really added a lot to the capabilities of the team at the Melbourne Entrepreneurial Centre and of course to the Velocity program in particular. Finally, the Velocity program has always had terrific support from John and Alison Cameron and the Cameron Foundation, who have provided financial support to selected social impact founders in the Velocity program. This year, the Cameron Foundation has provided 3 scholarships to founders from underrepresented communities, And these scholarships were awarded to Divya Gupta, who's the co-founder of Encore, Wayne Nyamana from Vliet, and Huijun Lau from AI Build. And finally, I'd just like to thank the entire MEC team for their support of the Velocity program, organising this event tonight, and also to thank the Velocity participants. It's not an easy program, and they've really thrown everything into it. So on that note, I'd just like to hand back to Sarah Robertson for the next part of the evening.
Thank you, Colin. Every successful entrepreneurial program needs an elite driver behind the steering wheel. Adelaide Mutinder joined the MAP team this year from YGAP, where she was supporting migrant and refugee-led social impact ventures in her role as First Gen's Program Manager. I'd like to welcome Addie to reflect on her first Velocity cohort.
Thanks, Sarah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Adelaide Mutinder, and I'm the Velocity Program Manager at MAP. Tonight, we're delighted to present some of the most accomplished founders from our first cohort of the MAP21 Velocity program. Over the past 3 months, I've had the privilege of working closely with these incredible 21 teams, and it has been nothing short of amazing to see their dedication and commitment to the program, but most importantly to their startups despite the unusual times we are living in. When we began, we were determined to deliver the same value of our in-person program virtually. In the last 10 weeks, we have managed to do just that. Along the way, we have had lots of highs, some lows, learned a lot, shared stories, and made some powerful connections. Being an entrepreneur can be challenging at the best of times, but being an entrepreneur in these uncertain times is an incredible feat of willpower, resilience, and resourcefulness. I would like to thank each of these founders immensely for the work that they are doing to solve some big challenges that we are facing as a society. From developing software that will radically improve healthcare outcomes to disrupting the car rental industry and innovations across EdTech, we saw businesses that are redefining the way we do things, and we're truly excited to see what the future holds for them. So, I encourage you all to please connect with them tonight in the breakout rooms and beyond as a supporter, customer, or advisor, or even provide a meaningful connection within your network. As in any MAP program, it truly takes a village. I would like to thank all our mentors, guest speakers, and ecosystem partners for their generous support. Our mentors and alumni have continued to play a key role in giving back and paying it forward by supporting founders' progress. And a special shout out to our funding partner, LaunchVic, for fueling our passion for supporting more early-stage founders. I would also like to thank the entire MAP team who worked tirelessly to ensure that we are delivering great programs for founders across our ecosystem. And finally, thanks to everyone in the audience for your support. In closing, I'm thrilled to announce that we are now beginning our next search for the new cohort of our in-person Velocity program, which is set to begin in September this year. If you are or know an inspiring early-stage founder who would benefit from the kind of support that the Velocity program provides, please head on to our website where you'll find an expression of interest form. Once again, thanks for coming along tonight. Sit back and have a fantastic evening.
Thanks, Addie, and I hope everyone at home is now as pumped up as we are to see our 10 presenting teams. First up tonight, we have a social enterprise dedicated to improving mental wellness, something we as a community recognise as critically important during times like these. Please welcome David from Linkmate.
After my parents separated, I almost lost my father to suicide. When traditional therapies failed to fulfill his needs, I began sharing my own mental health challenges with Dad, and something really special happened. He completely opened up. Exchanging our experiences with each other made Dad feel understood and nurtured a sense of courage within him, which he used to pursue new hobbies, like learning how to dance. The systemic problem here is a gap in affordable and accessible services to prevent the onset of mental health challenges, leading to aggravated health outcomes for all. 61% of patients with mental health challenges are prescribed medication, with almost half feeling dissatisfied with their treatment. You can't take a pill to cure poverty and racism, nor will a pill cure mental health. This is a social justice issue. My name is David, and inspired by this, I set out to develop a platform that could bring people together based on shared experiences, breeding confidence within themselves to address their challenges head on, follow their passions, and rebuild their lives. Linkmate is an app that connects you with a mate. That is, a peer who has shared a similar lived experience as you. Mates listen, relate to you, and can signpost you to additional services for support. They are trained in peer support, active empathetic listening, and social navigation, which helps to link people to community services that can further assist with their social issues. Our mission is to connect people early with support that's unique to them to prevent the onset of mental health challenges. Our journey so far has seen us win a grant, establish partnerships, and launch our finished MVP through Velocity, which has garnered important insights for our upcoming pilot project at RMIT. We are targeting 18 to 25-year-old uni students. 80% of the uni students that we surveyed said they'd be interested in using Linkmate for support. And even if 5% end up using it, then 6,500 people can benefit from chatting with a mate on Linkmate. We're going to acquire this 5% through a freemium subscription for consumers and then extending this to universities and businesses. Linkmate complements existing providers with a preventative approach. You can unburden yourself to a mate and access social support before issues take a serious toll on your mental health. But none of this has been possible without our dedicated team with a background in peer support, marketing, and business, all inspired by a shared lived experience of mental health challenges. We're looking for mentorship, volunteers, and partnerships with mental health organisations. I created Linkmate so others won't have to go through what my dad did, and every day I'm grateful for his life. Surround yourself with mates who are grateful for yours. Thank you for listening.
Our next team is making the impossible possible. Simple, quick, and pain-free car rentals. Please welcome Takura from Vleet.
Today, car rental companies experience very low levels of customer loyalty, which means they're constantly having to acquire new customers, which increases their operational costs without the benefit of customer retention. 2/3 of our consumer research group told us they had to wait over 45 minutes when picking up their vehicle. Then at the counter, they were faced with fees and charges that they just did not understand. Hi, my name's Takura and I'm one of the co-founders of Vleet. Vleet originated out of a desire to put you, the consumer, at the heart of the car rental experience. The solution we're designing is going to remove queuing, redundant paperwork, and just provide an easy to understand car rental journey. The solution we have designed is going to use biometrics, AR, digital documentation, and contactless key pickup. Our go-to-market strategy is centered around entering into agreements with incumbents who have a desire to improve the customer experience, improve their efficiency in their business, and ultimately their bottom line. Now, prior to the pandemic, the car rental industry generated $3.4 billion in revenue, with our total addressable market being $480 million and Vleet's revenue opportunity being $78 million. Needless to say, the industry economics and customer expectations have changed due to the pandemic. Innovation and disruption are taking hold in offshore markets. However, we see an opportunity right now to take advantage of the unmet need within Australia. Locally, players have struggled to meet customer expectations, with the largest only holding 15% of the overall market. The barriers to entry mean that new players struggle to meet customer expectations and ultimately resort to competing on price. Vleet offers the opportunity to differentiate yourself in the market. The benefit to our partner will not just be increased customer retention and efficiency in the business, but through our integrated UX, the ability to also increase the value of each rental through merchant-funded rewards. Our business model will be a share of each booking through the platform, ad revenue, and licensing fees. Following our acceptance into the MAP Velocity program, we have undertaken over 60 hours of one-on-one consumer testing of the prototype. We've also won over $25,000 in value in a tech pitch night we took part in, and we have started engaging with potential customers. Our team, half of whom are the founders, are a diverse group of individuals with experience in product development, marketing, finance, and importantly, operational experience in the car rental market. Our ask is simple: assistance in securing the appropriate technical expertise to develop our MVP and get it to market, and introductions to players and participants within the market. We thank you for your time this evening and we look forward to hearing from you.
Decision-making during pregnancy, birth, and the early stages of parenting can be really tough. This team has created a tool to make it easier. Please welcome Karen and Marie from Talking Birth.
Do you know someone who's given birth recently? It's likely that you do. There are over 75,000 babies born in Victoria and over 330,000 babies born throughout Australia each year. But did you know that 1 in 3 women in Australia describe their birth as traumatic? And 1 in 10 women will emerge from childbirth with symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. This affects a woman in every way. It affects her sense of self, it affects her connection with her new baby, and affects her relationship with her partner and her family. While Australia remains an incredibly safe place to have a baby, current maternity services are not meeting everyone's needs. The problem is that women do not have access to consistent, evidence-based information throughout pregnancy. They feel disempowered to partner with their caregivers and to make the best decisions for themselves and their baby. In 2019, the Department of Health published their strategic direction for maternity services. They said improving availability of high-quality, evidence-based information is what improves outcomes during the perinatal period. I'm Karen.
And I'm Marie, and we're the co-founders of Talking Birth. Karen and I are both registered midwives who have worked within maternity services both in the private and public sectors. So we've devised a solution. The solution is the Talking Birth smartphone app. It's not just an education digital platform, it's a shared decision-making tool in the palm of your hand. The Talking Birth app is built on surveys and focus groups with pregnant women, enabling a series of talking points so as to partner with care providers. The app includes early pregnancy care, 10 key antenatal visits, video content for birth preparation, emotional well-being, breastfeeding right through to early parenting.
Our approach is people-focused. We've aligned our content with the end user's needs. It is evidence-based and it is accessible. The right information at the right time, available 24/7, right in the palm of your hand. Our product is designed to be free to the end user, to allow all women access regardless of means. Monetised through a yearly subscription paid by the health facility and incentivised through a Medicare rebate.
We've worked alongside closely with pregnant women, and we've established that there's a current gap in the system. The research supports this, and women support our solution. We're the experts at what we do, and we need you to take Talking Birth to market in further development of our business strategy and our product to market fit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next team is rewriting the employee recognition playbook. Please welcome Adam from Next Round.
Hands up if you've ever done anything great at work and you received zero recognition for it. Well, unsurprisingly, you're not alone. Employee recognition programs are fundamentally broken. They're designed in a way that every 3 to 6 months, the top 5% of employees receive some recognition. And when they do, it's usually in the form of a $50 Coles voucher or something the equivalent of a few hundred Flybuys points. We know that 63% of employees, when they feel recognised in the workplace, are very unlikely to leave their job. Yet companies are spending millions of dollars only recognising the top 5%. Hi, I'm Adam, co-founder of Next Round. Gracie and I have spent our entire careers working in teams, leading teams. This is a problem that we've lived and breathed, so we wanted to fix it. So we've developed Next Round. Next Round is an employee recognition program that's designed to recognise everyone's efforts, not just the top 5%. With Next Round, managers can recognise their team's efforts instantly by shouting them their next round of coffees, cocktails, burgers and beers. We partner with some of the top hospitality businesses in Australia, such as Axel Coffee, so that managers can recognise their team's efforts in a way that their team wants to be recognised. The next time Billy gets his report in on time, he doesn't just get a thank you email from his boss, he gets a thank you email plus the first round of beers on a Friday night. To use Next Round, it's super simple. HR simply chooses the budget that they want to allocate to their managers. The managers then log into the Next Round app with their work email. They can then start spending that budget instantly at any of our participating merchants. Employees receive an electronic voucher that they can use at that venue, and HR gets to track all of the activity centrally. And they even get simplified fringe benefits tax reporting. We've only just begun, but we've got some quick wins. The feedback that we've received from our first foundational client, plus a couple of trials we've got going, has been that they enjoy that it recognises everyone's efforts, that it actually connects their corporate budgets with local hospitality businesses, something that's super important at the moment, and it truly integrates with the lifestyle of the teams that they're rewarding. We're not just getting good feedback, we're actually making an impact. With BDO, in their first 2 months, we saw a 400% increase in recognition activity and a 90% cost reduction in having to do that. So recognition went up, costs went down. We're super excited about our future. So if you work in a team or you lead a team, we'd love to speak to you or your boss about next round in your workplace. Thanks so much for your time, and thanks to MAP Velocity for having us as part of the program. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Tackling the world's biggest problems isn't just a task for adults. 3 Steps Away has created a new online platform that opens up the challenge to high school students. Please welcome Fadi.
In 2017, I left my role as a social justice coordinator at a school and said goodbye to a group of over 300 students. Thanks to a supportive school, we were able to develop and empower all those students to become change makers. Now we want to take that idea across Australia. Hi, I'm Fedi, and along with my co-founder Luke, we've created 3 Steps Away, an online platform that uses critical thinking to create active citizens. Why now? Because 2020 was historical and it's taught us that the old world isn't going to work anymore. The future is far more complex than we could ever think. Active citizenship is more necessary than ever, and critical thinking is something that is really lacking. We hear constantly from parents, students and staff that the way education works is outdated. Students aren't learning about the issues that really matter and learning about ways that they can tackle those issues. Our solution is 3 Steps Away, an online platform that is part community and part course. Students can learn about the issues and then talk to one another about them. We'll be constantly reporting and reflecting on current issues related to the courses that we've created, and we will have a team of passionate educators that will be creating more and more courses as our company continues to build. The 4 courses that we've created so far are on the climate crisis, systemic racism, misogyny and misinformation. They're issues that we know the students really care about and are talking about constantly. Through our 3-step critical thinking framework, students won't only learn about the issue, but they'll be able to reflect on why the issue exists and begin to think about actions that they can take. We've been working really hard on this product for the last 18 months, and our MVP is currently in the hands of about 24 of our critical friends who are looking at it and giving us feedback. We'll take that feedback, refine our product, and then we're ready to trial it in 6 different schools in Queensland, Victoria and Tasmania. While those trials are occurring, we'll be aiming to sell our product to schools. There are over 600,000 students in our target bracket of year 9 and 10 across 10,000 schools in Australia. Our aim is to sell our product to 10 schools in 2022. The idea at the moment is that schools will sign up and parents will be asked to pay a subscription fee, giving their children access to our online platform. At the start of this year, as our product was starting to take shape, we realised that we didn't have the business expertise necessary to turn our idea into a company. A lot of people suggested a business accelerator course and everyone was talking about Velocity. It's been a real game changer for us and has turned our idea into a fully fledged company. We're really passionate about what we're doing and it worked in our school setting and we know it can work in an online environment. If you know anyone that's interested in accessing this course or know any schools that may be interested, please reach out. Thank you.
The next team is making virtual meetings more productive. Please welcome Anna from Collaborate Thinkspace.
Hello, I'm Anna McDonald, co-founder of Collaborate Thinkspace. Has the pandemic left you and your team feeling zoomed out? Do you find it harder to communicate your point of view during video conference meetings? If so, then your team's ability to solve problems and make strategic decisions will be compromised, and you are not alone. A recent Stanford study found 93% of Zoom users experience fatigue. Collaborate Thinkspace is here to help. Collaborate believes that meetings should be short and productive. Our mission is to increase the collective performance of teams by re-engineering meeting processes to give everyone an equal voice. We are preparing businesses for a future where teams meet in hybrid workspaces combining physical and virtual participants. Our competitive advantage is based on having reimagined the process flow of meetings. Facilitators will be guided through the process of setting and managing agendas. Collaborators working in small teams will share and prioritise their ideas and then report back to plenary sessions in real time. At the end of the meeting, a final report will be generated. Collaborate will offer a two-tier service delivery model. Revenues will be generated by monthly subscriptions and enterprise licensing. Our first target users are distributed teams and experienced meeting facilitators. Our co-founding team has a great mix of startup, facilitation domain, IT, operational and governance experience. During the Velocity program, we have been exploring product market fit. We have identified an opportunity to integrate our core technology with low-code tools and to recruit IT interns from the university to speed up the development and testing of our minimum viable product. We are also exploring a partnership with Melbourne Business School to develop a hybrid learning communications tool. Please reach out to us with any offers of mentoring assistance, or if you would like to participate in user testing our product. Thank you very much for your time.
Our next team has made monitoring and managing surgical drains simpler and quicker for clinicians. Please welcome Dylan from Yabby Medical.
Hi, I'm Dylan from Yabby Medical. When our team spoke to patients recovering from surgery, one of their key messages was that they wanted to go home as soon as they could. The current process for measuring surgical drains is manual, handwritten, and error-prone, and often causes confusion and misinformation for surgeons. This inaccuracy leads to surgeons being conservative in their risk assessment of patients, which means they often keep a patient in hospital for an extra day or two. For each day that a patient is in hospital, it costs $1,900 to the hospital and increases the risk of complication and infection for the patient. Our device at Yabby solves this by providing an automated digital device that attaches onto the existing equipment. This device has a screen that allows medical staff to view fluid volume and rate. It also provides an alarm that notifies medical staff when there is a concern with the fluid. The Yabby is a disposable product in line with surgeon preference and current workflow. Our sales team will work directly with surgeons to identify future product needs and specifications. Our initial market is Victoria, where we estimate 10,000 surgeries per year will utilise the Yabby. Our then next key markets are in Australia and then other places around the world. Our medical technology can be expanded to other medical needs where low-level intermittent fluid is required. This includes urinary catheters and nasogastric tubes. There are other products that are comparable to the Yabby. However, these products do not have the ability to measure low-level intermittent flow, and they are not easily readable, disposable, or suitable for mobile medical patients. Our team was successful in winning 2 awards at the Telstra Endeavour competition, and we've been involved in pitches and presentations since. We have verbal agreements with the Werribee Animal Hospital and with Northern Health for animal trials and then human clinical trials. Our team consists of 4 members with biomedical engineering, medicine and business transformation experience. Our team is seeking to meet with founders who've been successful in obtaining government grants. Thank you.
With an ageing population in mind, AI Build has pioneered an innovative machine learning fall prevention solution. Please welcome Yufei.
Hi, I'm Yufei, founder of Capture Life, an innovative fall prevention system provider. In December 2013, my grandma fell twice with my parents sleeping in the next room. Unfortunately, she passed away after a few weeks. I really wish I could invent a fall prevention system like Capture Life earlier, since that could have saved her life by early discovery and treatment. There are 4 million seniors like my grandma in Australia, and that number will be doubled by 2050. In fact, more than 40% of people aged over 70 fall each year, and falls are the major cause leading to death in elderly people. By preventing falls, the risk of death can be reduced by 80%, and a huge amount of money can be saved. So, here is our solution. Capture Life is an innovative machine learning fall prevention system which can be used to effectively predict, detect, and reduce falls in hospitals, nursing homes, and private houses. Capture Life uses depth camera as the primary sensor, allowing the system to extract human body skeleton data and hence track human movements in the camera's field of vision. With regards to personal security, the privacy of our elderly people can be protected by transforming the appearance of those monitored into a simple stick figure format. When a fall is predicted to occur, our app will automatically send a notification to the carriers, and this allows them to quickly intervene and stop the fall before it occurs, or provide immediate assistance to elderly person to mitigate the severity of any fall-inflicted injuries. And we are going to target over 3 million Australians as our first step. And there are many existing solutions in the current market. But what makes us a big game changer? Capture Life has the precise prediction and detection rate. It operates 24/7, day and night, and it is easy to deploy. So we're going to sell our product with smart cameras with a sign-up fee and charge our customers on a weekly or monthly basis for using our platform. And this makes Capture Life more accessible. And Capture Life is also at the forefront of current technology, and we have successfully secured an Australian innovation patent. We are now also undertaking 2 pilot programs in Melbourne, and 10 more clients are on our waiting list. And our team has extensive experience in R&D. I have around 5 years of teaching AI in Melbourne Uni. Taichen focuses on data science. Huijun has managed over 100 IT projects. Besides, we also have external advisors like Professor Zhang from medical field to ensure our product is practical. Capture Life has the potential usage in rehabilitation and the early detection of chronic diseases. So fall prevention system is just the beginning, because our vision is to create a smart care ecosystem for the older generation. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have the responsibility to provide a safe and sound life for our parents, just as what they did for us when we were kids. So please do connect with us after the pitches. Thank you.
The hospitality industry was one of many that struggled through the pandemic. FanTipper has a plan to support those businesses with customer-led tipping. Please welcome Ash.
Have you ever wanted to show some immediate, real gratitude, but you weren't carrying any coins? Hi, my name's Ash, one of the founders of FanTipper. FanTipper is a new way to give and receive tips online. It takes the age-old notion of a gratuity and combines it with established social media behaviours. We created it because we believe the end of coins shouldn't be the end of generosity. In 2014, PIN and chip killed tipping. In 2020, a pandemic crippled hospitality. Today, showing tangible support for the things we love has never been more important. Our solution is a simple web app that lets you engage with the people behind your favourite cafes, bars, restaurants and charitable causes with the click of a button. Our QR code system will facilitate a mobile experience without having to download an app. The tech required for this engagement is simple, affordable and now well understood. Our in-venue trials have allowed us to develop a proven toolkit to increase tipping, including in-venue call to action collateral and co-tipping a charity for a 2-pronged gesture of goodwill. The Velocity program has facilitated some very valuable learnings, allowing us to pivot toward directions and solutions that we just weren't previously aware of. This has in turn allowed us to formulate a business plan that we can roll out and build on. The response from venues and customers has been overwhelmingly positive. We've run several in-venue trials, allowing us to formulate a simple solution that we can provide an appealing service to venues and customers alike. We'll offer a two-tiered service model. The entry-level option is designed to be easily trialled with no lock-in contracts. The subscription model will allow in-venue collateral and collectively supporting a same charity alongside other local businesses. There's 12,500 cafes, bars, restaurants and pubs across Greater Melbourne. We have identified 1,475 as aspirational venues, and our intention over the next 6 months is to sign up 250. Our team has varied but complementary skills while sharing common beliefs and values, with core experience in brand building and marketing. If you have any connections in hospitality, or you know of someone who deserves to have their actions acknowledged, please get in touch with us. By supporting the people who bring you joy, you are helping to shape a better world. Don't let amazing go unnoticed.
Our final team for tonight is tapping into wardrobes everywhere and making trading clothes as fun as shopping for them new. Please welcome Dominic from GirlsTrade.
So, I'm sure you've heard this phrase before or said it, I have nothing to wear. I hear this from my fiancée all the time, even though she has a wardrobe full of clothing. Well, unfortunately, since 2010, we've seen a massive uptake in clothing sales and an equally massive downtake in utilization. This has led to the fast fashion phenomenon. Fast fashion is killing our environment. Around 64% of the 32 billion items made each year end up in landfill, and the clothing and textile industry is second only to oil in terms of the largest polluters in the world. But what's the real problem? We've entered into something called the experience economy. And this means looking your best at all times. This causes a lot of social pressure, especially for young people, millennials and Gen Zs, and what we're seeing is that they don't want to wear the same thing twice. This then costs a lot of money and time. So my name's Dominic, I'm a co-founder at GirlsTrade, and we're solving this problem. So we've got some good news. The good news is that we are seeing an increase in these millennials and Gen Zs taking up secondhand apparel, and that market in 2019 was $28 billion and expected to grow to $64 billion by 2024. GirlsTrade is helping solve this problem by building a platform for these girls who trade pre-loved fashion, allowing them to wear what they want, when they want, and pay the fraction of the retail price. They can therefore turn their wardrobes into money-making machines by renting out items that they're not currently wearing, and by doing this, keeping clothing in their wardrobes for longer, helping slow down the effects of fast fashion. Our business model is really simple. We charge a 7% transaction fee per transaction, and we're also looking at implementing a freemium model. We also follow a really low-cost methodology, meaning that we don't hold or stock any of the items ourselves. And our go-to-market strategy is to use the existing community that we've built of 63,000 girls to go to market in Melbourne first, then across Australia, and then across the world. So our traction started with that 63,000 girls that we've built over the last couple of years. We use them as a focus group to identify what the problems are in the industry and create a solution. Our solution mainly comprised of having safe and secure transactions, which is what the girls wanted. We raised $60,000 to build this MVP, which is live on the iOS store, so please go and download it. We have over 7,000 users, over 6,000 listings, and we're also part of the MAP Velocity cohort. Being part of the MAP Velocity program has allowed us to refine our business model. By working with mentors and other fellow startups, we have really identified our product market fit. Our team is comprised of Clara, myself, and Angus. Together we have marketing, sales, business, operation, fashion, and pre-loved fashion market experience. But what's next for GirlsTrade? We're looking to supercharge our startup and take it to the next stage. We're looking for mentors with market experience, specifically in marketplaces and fashion, and we're also looking to raise our first round of seed funding. If you would like to join us on this journey, please contact me, Dominic, at girlstrade.com.au. GirlsTrade is excited not only to make fashion work for you, but to work for the world. Thank you for your time and listening.
Thank you to the 10 teams who pitched tonight. We know how much effort you've put into refining your ideas, helping others to understand the problem you're solving, and getting it all down to 3 minutes. The entire cohort has worked tirelessly these past 10 weeks, not only on their own startups, but providing support, advice, and feedback on each other's work. You've all taken on the mantra, you get out what you put in, and we hope that pays off for you all. Thank you for making this first Velocity program of 2021 so fantastic. If you're a budding entrepreneur or know someone who is, expressions of interest for our second Velocity program for 2021 are now open, with the program starting in September. Head to our website, themap.co, to find out more. If you'd like to stick around and talk to the startups who pitched tonight, you'll find links to all 3 Zoom rooms they'll be hanging out in your ticket email and on the Eventbrite page. That brings us to the end of the first 2021 MAP Velocity Showcase. We hope you've enjoyed tonight as much as we have. Good night.